It's August 18, and it's early in the morning, and we're updating our most recent video, which was pretty much right on the money. We said the market would come down to the 10th of August, up to the 16th, which it did, and now we're expecting a decline. Now, I want to revisit the bigger picture. Remember, we're bullish in the context of the fact that it may come down hard over the next week or even 10 days. Nevertheless, it's a fourth wave decline. It probably will not go below 4,000. It could come between 4,000 and about 4,100 on this break. I'm expecting about a 240-point break from the highs, if the highs in. There's still a small chance it could go sideways into Monday, the 22nd, in which case the decline would begin then. It would fall hard, and the end point wouldn't be the 24th or 5th. It could be as late as the 30th. But in any event, we have a fairly nice break coming. That break is a pullback in a larger uptrend, and the larger uptrend is likely to continue until late September. We were thinking the 19th of September, but the reality is it's extremely hard to pin down exactly where the final high will be. It's likely between the 19th and the 3rd of October. It could go up into October, actually. And what's interesting is I noticed there's what's called Moon Rahu, Moon Ketu conjunction series. When the moon is conjunct with Rahu, which it was 4 in the morning this morning on the 18th, it's extremely good lately. The last 18 months, it's 72% accurate if you just sell when the moon is conjunct with Rahu and buy when the moon is conjunct with Ketu. You made a remarkably large profit. That will not continue forever, but it is at this particular time with the other planets where they are. And since that's the case, there's a pretty good chance the market's coming down pretty quickly from today on. However, if it stays up another day or two, goes a little bit higher, it's still not going anywhere. It's going to go down into the end of the fourth wave. Okay, the other context I wanted you to remember is that after the September or early October high, we're expecting a really significant decline, which would end likely between the the 18th of November is one date, and December 15th. It could actually stay down until then. And the decline could retest the lows or possibly take out the lows. We don't know. The 1962 pattern did not take out the lows, and that's still repeating, believe it or not, 60 years ago. The 2000 market did not take out the lows yet, but they will quite soon after that. The 75.61-year cycle that we talked about does take out the lows. The 48.9-year cycle we talked about does take out the lows. One thing is pretty sure, there's a down move coming after this rally is over, and it will look like the bear market is not over, and people will start to get bearish again. And that's why it probably will rally again early next year. But in any event, that's the overview. We're looking at a rally that's almost finished. It'll finish late September, and a decline after that that's very large that will finish November 16th is the earliest, and December 15th is the latest. The 20.16-year cycle, which is repeated over and over and over for over 100 years, 1924, and then April of 1942, a low, 2 months later, and 20 years, June of 1962, a low, August, 2 months later than June, 1982, a low, October 10th, 2002, a low. It's due in December 10th. Of 2022, okay? So now you have the big picture and you have the intermediate, and I think there's a very good chance you have the short term as well, although the short term is a lot harder to pin down because there are several cycles running around in the middle. By the way, I noticed a 9-month cycle that's repeating very, very well for over 7 or 8 months now. you can check that out. Look back 9 months ago, and you'll see we're in a very similar position, and the price action is very similar. At that point, we did have a 250-point pullback on the way up to a final high, which we're expecting in late September. All right, if you're enjoying these things, I'm enjoying them, but if you're enjoying them, give us a thumbs up, because I noticed Google is really promoting the this station. You know, there was many thousand more people were watching it simply because your percentage of thumbs up were very high, and even though you know, it can grow, but nevertheless it's an amazing algorithm that they have. Alrighty, thanks a lot.